Sawasdee krap, you're watching Thailand News Today, bringing you the latest updates on current events in Thailand. Stay tuned. There's been one new COVID-19 death announced in the past 24 hours, bringing Thailand's toll to 71. The fatality was a 48-year-old Thai woman who drove Myanmar workers at the Saphan Song border checkpoint in Mae Sot district, northwest of Thailand. There's been 59 new cases, comprising 51 local infections and 8 imported cases, raising the total over the past 12 months to 12,653. Of the 59 new COVID infections, 28 were confirmed at hospitals and 23 detected through active case tracking and testing. Of the 23 new cases found through active testing, 20 were Thais in Samut Sakhon, and the 3 others were migrant workers in Bangkok. Social media users are up in arms after registrations for the government's Kon La Krung, translated as Let's Go Halves, co-payment scheme filled up in just 10 minutes. The scheme, which was first introduced as an economic stimulus measure in the wake of the COVID-19 crisis, gives Thai shoppers 50% off the purchase of everyday items and up to 150 baht a day, capped at a total of 3,500 baht for the duration of the scheme. The third phase of registration had a quota of 1.34 million users, but interested parties had to be quick. Having lost their chance to register, many disgruntled people took to social media to complain, with the hashtag Kon La Krung Phase 3 or Let's Go Halves Phase 3 trending on Twitter. Several netizens say they filled out the online registration form at exactly 6:01 a.m., only a minute after the registration opened, but were then forced to wait for a one-time password to be delivered to their phones before they could complete the process. In many instances, by the time they received the OTP code, registration was full. 5 police teams are tracking down a mass robber who got away with gold necklaces valued at 1.9 million baht from a shop in Tesco Lotus Mall in Non Thai district in Nakhon Ratchasima province last night. The man with a hood and mask covering his face was wearing red trousers and a light green jacket and held up the gold shop in the department store mall. The man threatened staff with a gun, ordering them to crouch on the floor. Then he climbed over the display areas and then grabbed gold necklaces, stuffing them into a cloth bag before fleeing the scene on a motorbike. Amnesty International has denounced Thailand's sentencing of a 65-year-old woman to 85 years imprisonment for the offense of lèse majesté and the Computer Crimes Act. The long sentence has also been condemned by Human Rights Watch, who described it as a spine-chilling signal that not only criticisms of the monarchy won't be tolerated, but that they will be severely punished. Former civil servant Anchan Prilet was sentenced by the Bangkok Criminal Court yesterday with the prison term halved. Yes, halved as a result of her guilty plea. She is accused of sharing audio clips that are considered insulting to Thailand's monarchy. The country's lèse majesté law is already seen widely as one of the harshest in the world, but yesterday's ruling still constitutes a new record. Amnesty International's Asia-Pacific Regional Director Yamini Mishra says it illustrates the Thai government's determination to shut down opposition voices and goes against international human rights law. In June last year, the Thai PM Prayut Chan-o-cha announced that His Majesty King Maha Vajiralongkorn had expressly asked the Thai government not to use the lèse majesté law as a weapon of arrest against the Thai people. Instead, the government said they would be able to use the country's Computer Crime Act to crack down on any commentary on social media they deemed against the law. The Thai baht opened at 30.12 against the US dollar yesterday, an indication of the baht's continued strength against foreign currencies. But a Krung Thai market strategist said the Thai currency is likely to move between 30.05 and 30.25 in the next few days. The market strategist explains that if the U.S. political situation stabilizes, the Biden government would push stimulus measures and the U.S. currency would likely rise to above the current levels. In the short term, however, he advised investors to keep an eye on stimulus packages issued by the government this week, adding that they will probably strengthen the baht further. And that's all for the stories we have for you today. Now, if you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button below for the latest videos on the channel. Meanwhile, you're up to date on the Thaiger. สวัสดีครับ